Hey everybody, Torbjorn here again, huh? Now, welcome to the first episode of the Ace Attorney series. Ooh, yay! Now, I'm a big fan of court dramas and things like that. Anything that has courtrooms and a lot of detective work. But they're not all that great. Not all of them are. I can't think of any good examples right now. I just woke up, so begging your pardon. But there's one thing I do know. The Ace Attorney series is awesome. Flat out. Even though the lawyer has to do like all the detective work and gather up all the evidence himself. But it is what it is. So, we have the original Ace Attorney trilogy. We have Ace Attorney Investigations with Miles Edgeworth. We have the Apollo Justice trilogy. And we also have, what was it? Chronicles? What's it called? What's it called? The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We got that. We got them all. We got all the bad boys. Gonna be sweet. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, I have played the original trilogy before. That I have done. But I didn't get very far into it. I played the first game for sure all the way through. And I started the Apollo Justice and the Edgeworth game. But I haven't touched like anything else. So this is all going to be new to me except for the very first game. That one is the only one I've ever beaten. Hopefully the volume and stuff is okay. I am playing on the PC version. I'm not using the emulators. Game might be a little loud, so... Oh. It's fine. We'll look back. Okay. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I remember when I was younger, I would play Trials and Tribulations because the first episode was about Phoenix before he became a lawyer. And I would play that mission, just the first one, and then I would go back to the original and then go back to Trials and Tribulations when he's basically older. But we're going to be playing these in order as they're shown. So if you don't know the order to play, if you look down at the bottom of the screen, it'll say LTD, like the copyright years. 2001, 2002, 2004. There you go. So if you're having trouble figuring out which is which and you don't want to bother looking it up, just look at the copyright. Let's get into it. Episode 1. The First Turnabout. Now there are a shit ton of characters, and I will attempt to do as many voices as I possibly can. It's not going to be easy, but I'll try. Oh, shit. Damn it! Why me? Can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Or shitty. I don't know. You be the judge. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 2. Oh, this game is beautiful. Boy, I'm nervous. Right. Oh, wait, it's Mia. Sorry. Oh, hi, Chief. Ooh, glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. Oh, it's Phoenix. I'm not reading the person talking, I'm just assuming. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yeah. Actually, I kind of owe him my current job to him. Also, forgive me if I flub my lines, I kind of just woke up, so. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. Pardon me. I want to help any way I can. Ugh. I just woke up. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! God damn it, Harry. Hey there, Larry! God, I was close! I was close! It's been a while, okay? It's been like a year or two. And I haven't played the Steam versions at all. At all. I used to play the DS emulators. I mean, I still have them, I think. I don't know. Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell them I'm guilty! What? Larry, what the... Also, I love how they used his last name as his tag. Why? Mia's using her first name. Phoenix is using his first name. Is it just because his last name is Butts? Butts. Come on, show the man some respect. Also, you know you didn't do it, dude. Why the hell are you freaking out? This guy is out of his... He's out of his mind. He's bonkers. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. You're sweating like a stuck pig, bro. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did it? Dude, you just admitted to putting you away in jail. Why are you asking me who did this? Whatever. Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. Person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was an unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying. Something smells, it's usually the butts. I hate that saying. That's bullying right there. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. Preach it, brother. Preach it. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one. Which is why I took the case. Clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. Nice. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Also, if I remember correctly, okay, a little bit of story here. So, basically, Japan has entered a system of judgment where crime is happening so much, so often, all the time, that they need to speed up the process. So basically, from what I understand, is in the Ace Attorney series, court cases are only held for, 3 days, and then a verdict has to be made. I want to say that's the case. So basically, in order to get things moving, they're speed running court cases. So you really gotta move your ass. Thankfully, the game isn't timed, but that's why all these court sessions are so short, is because of that. I think that was an in-game reason in order to explain why you're able to finish all of these court cases so quickly. I think that's just an explanation they had for in-game lore. I remember watching the Phoenix Wright live-action movie. Oh, that movie's awesome. You guys gotta watch that. But I think that's what they explained, was it has the 3-day period. But that's basically why the court cases are so short. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright. This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. This seems like a stretch. It's his very first court case, and he is in charge of a murder trial? Now, I'm no lawyer, but that seems a little suspicious to me. Shouldn't he be giving it a little bit of a lesser crime, like theft or something? Murder seems a bit of a stretch. But hey, whatever, I'm not a lawyer. Thank you, Your Honor. Jeez, lighten up, dude. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Also, I was gonna put on a fancy suit, but I can't make it look good. It's either gonna be monstrously big or too small. So, you're just gonna have to deal with regular Torbjorn, okay? Yes, Your Honor. Ugh. Hands shaking. Eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. And the first test is basically a tutorial, and it's not skippable, so... Please state the name of the defendant in this case. That would be Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. If you got that wrong, you're in trouble. If you heard your lawyer get that wrong, you are really in trouble. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. That was the test? Okay. Next question. Oh, okay. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what is the victim's name? Ew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, no, wait, I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here! Oh, don't you hate that? Oh, that always happens. Always happens. Especially in crucial moments. Sucks. Alright, what do we got? Cindy. Got it. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? What? You put me here! What? Am I the one that... Oh, right. I'm the one that's defending Larry because he's my friend. That explains why I'm here and not an experienced lawyer. Which makes no flippin' sense. Why? This is a murder trial. Look, I understand you want to defend your friend, but isn't it a little bit risky for you to do that? I mean, that just seems a little off to me. Yeah, whatever. You don't even know the victim's name? You don't even know the victim's name. Fuck you. The victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. Just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Well, then you take over the fucking case. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press right button to check it any time, okay? Oh yeah, I'm playing on controller because I looked at the mouse and keyboard controls, and there's like evidence rotation and stuff, and I'm not going to memorize all the keys to go left, right, up, and down. And I'm sure there are other reasons, so I just said, oh, screw it, I'm just going to go controller. So here we are. Normally, I played with a mouse and keyboard because on the DS, you have the stylus pen that you can use to rotate. So on an emulator, you just click and drag, but here we are. Plus, this looks way better. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? That would be Cinderblock. Mia Fey. Dude, I don't even know. I don't even need to look at the court record in order to know which one's the right one. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. We saw that in the opening cutscene. Again, I don't need to look at the case record in order to figure that one out. He was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all of my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thanks, Judge. Glad we wasted a lot of time assessing my abilities. Not like we're in a murder trial or nothing. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Oh yeah. For anyone not knowing, if you've never played a Phoenix Wright game in your entire fucking life, the blue text usually indicates whispering or thinking. It's usually thinking. So that's all in his head. The green, I believe, is important information. No, we'll get into it. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Who would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Was the guy that held that thing wearing gloves? I mean, if he wasn't, couldn't you just do a fingerprint? Or am I just weird? Hold on. Okay. Had to adjust my camera a little bit. It's either that or I need to go into VTube Studio and kind of center myself. I hate when I'm off by like even a fraction. So like if I'm staring dead center and I look like this, I'm a little peeved. So if I fiddle with my camera a bit, that's why. All right, murder weapon in the court record. Got it. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. Yep, yes ma'am. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use right button to check the court record frequently. Yes ma'am. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Oh, don't look too smug, Larry. It's not like you're on trial for murder or anything. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? I mean, to be fair, we all die. But I get where Phoenix is coming from. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. Larry, you have a tell, dude. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. Oh, okay. Starting to take the murderer's side on this one. Well, I mean, to be fair, if she did dump him, I mean, saying abandoned makes it sound like she's cheating on him. Okay, if she did dump him, then I suppose that's fair game. So, sorry, Larry. Can't help you on this one. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Alright, passport. On 7/30, that's July 30th, isn't it? Yeah, that's July, okay. Arrived home from Paris on July 30th, the day before the murder. Got it. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. Larry was dating a model? Bro, score. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. All right, not score. Minus. Minus points. Major minus. Screw you, lady. Daddies. Sugar. Larry. We'll talk about it later. Yes, older men who give her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Bro. Anybody want Torbjorn as a sugar mama? Or no, I fucked that up royally. Anyone want to be Torbjorn's sugar mama? There you go. There you go. I like older women. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? I believe the red text is a key question. Something that pertains to the case. Not necessarily important information, but something worth noting. What does Larry think of her? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Oh, it's a dangerous question? Is that what that is? Okay. Like I said, it's been a while. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. So what, am I supposed to object? And just make up some bullshit answer to keep him from talking? Should I mean, I don't want to stop him from answering. But what he's gonna think of her is fine. He pretty much adores this woman, which would prove he didn't kill her. Right? I'm right, aren't I? I think him answering is fine. Might be better not to get involved in this one. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, no way! That cheating she-dog! Larry! What's with the 180, bro? What? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. There you go. See? That's got nothing to do with her. That's on him. When Larry dies, he's gonna meet her in the afterlife and get to the bottom of this. What? Harry, what the hell? Okay. Sure. Whatever. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. That's whatever. That's fine. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motives is clear to everyone. Absolutely not. It's not clear at all. Not once did he declare that he was going to kill her. Not once did he get angry at her. He called her a cheating she-dog, which, I mean, based on the circumstances, she may or may not have dumped him before. or after the cheating. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell when the breakup happened. So, I mean, Larry could just be out of jealousy. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, quite. It is not. It is not. Based on his reaction, he's more or less punishing himself for this. Which is clearly not aimed at her, Your Honor. Oh boy, this is not looking good. It's fine. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Larry! For fuck's sake! Oh, he went. I do. No, he's got nothing to worry about. Not to mention, I mean, it doesn't seem appropriate for a defensive lawyer to physically stop their, well, not physically, but verbally stop their client from talking. It doesn't seem like something that should happen in a court case. But no, he's cool. He didn't do it. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. That's not a crime. That's not a crime. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. I am not doing that high of a voice. So you're gonna have to deal with what I gave him. Hold on. One moment. Fantastic then. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Okay. Eyewitness testimony is the weakest form of evidence. Easily. Eyewitness testimony is the worst form of evidence. One, because varying people have varying conditions. Poor eyesight, bad memory, loss of hearing, or lying. Just flat out lying. So, hey, there you go. I mean, it's like they say, back in the day, glasses didn't exist, so that would explain a lot of myths and legends that we have today. So there you go. Eyewitness testimony is not a good form of evidence. It's not bad when you have multiple people. Like, if you have 5 people saying, yeah, he killed the guy, he was standing right there, then okay, you're in a bit of a pickle. But one person saying, yep, he did it, is a little questionable. It's like, okay, we're going to need something a little more solid than that. So, don't worry about eyewitness testimony. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Now, we saw the opening cutscene, so we know for a fact it was not Butts, and it was this other guy. So, they're basically throwing you a bone here. And he told you he was going to pin it on Larry, so... Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Selling newspapers? Do they have door-to-door newspaper salesmen? Is that a thing? Was that a thing back in, what was it, 2001? 2002? No, it was 2001. Did they have door-to-door newspaper salesmen? Seriously? Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Sawit. His name is Frank Sawit. Okay. Clever. Oh, man. Mr. Sawit, You sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sagas, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Here's the key game element right here. Cross-examination. Alright, pay close attention. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Really? Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? Because Larry is a fucking idiot, that's why. I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Saw used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Oh, perusal. Okay. Blackout was from noon to 6 p.m. That's the important part. Right, got it. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Your Honor? Dude, you graduated law school, right? You did graduate law school, correct? Right? Phoenix? Did you graduate law school? Alright, Wright. This is it. The real deal. The actual meat and potatoes of the game. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Yes, he was lying. Do you believe Larry killed her or not? If you believe Larry didn't do the murder, then yes, the man is lying. Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the right button. Again, like the third time, I've got it. And point out the contradictions in the testimony. There's a little more to it than that. Sometimes what'll happen is the evidence that they present in their testimony won't match. So you have to press them for more information on sections of the testimony in order to figure out the contradiction. So sometimes the contradiction is hidden. But essentially, that's the meat of the game. You look over their testimony, you figure out where they're lying, and you present the evidence. It's a puzzle game. That's how you think of it. It's a puzzle game. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. Now in the top right is the bar that shows your mistakes. Make too many mistakes, game's over. The little circles next to my head over here show how many pieces of testimony you have to look through in order to... It basically just shows you how long the testimony is. And if you want to press them for more details on a specific part of their testimony, just press the left button. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seems strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. Wow, gaslighting much? I mean, Larry just got dumped. I'm pretty sure any of us would feel like that. So, the defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happened next? He thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Larry, leaving people's doors open? Really? Especially the front door to an apartment building? Shame on you. Press. Half open, you say? Yes. The door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd. In a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? I think I'm mixing up their voices. I apologize. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Press? What gave you the idea to do that? What gave you the idea? Okay, that's actually fair. Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? So, you admit to invading this woman's privacy. Got it. We climb mountains because they're there. It's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. No, they wouldn't. A decent human being would probably close the door. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then? He's protecting something. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving. Dead. Press? Are you sure she was dead? Well, no. I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all. And there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well. What happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. So, you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Come on. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. Sometimes you gotta press everything. You never know. I mean, I do, but yeah. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh! Look at that! Phoenix is doing my job for me. Why the hell am I here? Oh, that. I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer from the nearby apartments. Oh, right. What time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m.? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Yes, it does. Present some evidence to contradict him. So, basically she threw us a bone, so that way we don't have to waste our time with the second slot. Now remember, he said the phone wasn't working and he didn't necessarily go inside. He just kind of reached for the phone, which to me says you went inside the apartment. So that's a lie in and of itself. But it's not the lie we're looking for. See, the problem with this game is sometimes even when evidence fits, it's not the right evidence the game is looking for. So you have to think of more than one explanation. Now, as you said, the time was 1 p.m. And what do we know about 1 p.m.? That from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime, the building electricity was out.
Objection!
This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence and the statement now just now related? They aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. See what I mean? That's the example right there. It fits, but it's not the correct one. So, you have to think of a little bit more. Now watch, here's the right one. You present the evidence, and you find out that the time of death was 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. That is the contradiction right there.
Objection!
You know, originally I would have said, well, obviously you didn't call the police because the apartment was out, so why did you attempt to call on the phone if you knew the building's electricity was out? That's what I would have done. Oh, well, he's a traveling newspaper salesman. He wouldn't have known the electricity was out. Are you kidding me? You wouldn't have known the electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m.? Come on. No lights, nothing, no TVs, nothing. And instead you still decide to reach for a phone? I mean, the prosecuting attorneys, or the judge said, yeah, there are some phones that work during a blackout, but the phone that she currently has does not. So I guess it's safe to assume that he thought it was one of the safe phones, which I don't understand how phones can work during a blackout. I don't understand how that works, but whatever. But yeah, it's the murder that took place. That's the correct one. So even if some evidence fits, kind of, the evidence I presented was pretty weak if you look at it, but this is the correct one. So always look for at least more than one contradiction, just in case. Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death is sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Saw It. Why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Yes, it is. So you better have a really good answer. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait! I remember now! You're gonna get that a lot in these games. A lot of sudden revelations of memory. Would you care to give your testimony again? Here we go again. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. There you go. Tell me you've already got it. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Do I even need to press for this one? I don't think I do.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Yeah, I do. Easy. Easy peasy. I'm just gonna go straight for it. Bingo.
Objection!
Power outage, asshole.
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Yeah.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Ah! Wait, I remember now. See what I mean? There you go again.
Mr. Sawit? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These content corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Alright, bring it on. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it.
Okay? How?
There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. Alright, let me take a look through the testimony first. I don't want to press everything, just in case.
Okay.
The murder weapon's a statue, not a clock. There you go.
Objection!
See? Sometimes that's all it takes. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? There, I changed his voice. Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock! Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. Then why the hell is it listed as a statue in the evidence? What detective wrote that down in the evidence? Okay. That's another thing you have to deal with. Incompetent police. You'll see what I mean. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies. Then why the fuck are you revealing that information now? What? You're the one that presented the evidence. Because it doesn't look like a clock. Yet for some reason, now all of a sudden you know it's a clock? Mr. Payne. We got a shitty lawyer over here. A shitty prosecutor.
See. So, the murder weapon was a
table clock after all. It's alright.
Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Let's see here. Okay, so if it's a battery operated clock, then the electricity being out in the building wouldn't be applicable. So let's assume that the clock is battery operated. If the clock said 1 p.m., then why would it go off at 4 to 5? So I mean, that doesn't explain why the clock was off. I mean, I know why the clock was off, but for the sake of argument. So I'm going to say yes. Yes, I do. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock was to hold it in his hand. Okay, see, okay, this is what I mean. This is what I mean when there's multiple things that could be applicable to the thing, but it's not what the game wants you to do. The game wants you to do things specifically. There's no room for creativity. It's basically an interactive visual novel. That's basically what the Ace Attorney series is. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. I was going to present the time of the autopsy, so... indeed. The witness knew it was a clock, because he... You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh, yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. If that ain't the defense of every desperate man, I could do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. That's a bit of a stretch, Wright. That's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? Based on what? How do you know the clock just didn't go off at the exact time? But, okay, sure. Order. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Saw it. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw it. Gah! Shut up. I hate you. This is getting out of hand. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn! Give him death! Jeez, you calm down? Holy crap. Jeez. Order. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard definitely was this clock. The fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. Now, didn't something seem a little odd to you about that clock? What part of that clock didn't seem correct? What time did this court case start? So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? That's a stretch, dude. That's a huge stretch. If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Why? What? We've clearly established that this thing is 3 hours slow. And we've done it right after the murder. What? You think the time just readjusted itself after you bonked her on the head? Seriously? Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Ugh, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Wrong. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia with the save. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow that day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Yeah, so why is it being tossed out? If nobody can prove it, then why is that even being questioned? Seriously? Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Yes, I can. Because it's not 3 hours slow. You'll see what I mean. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves the clock was running slow. Bam, bam, bam. The victim was in Paris the day before the murder. Bam. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Zing! Oh my god, he killed him! Phoenix, you killed him! Phoenix, he killed the guy! Holy crap! He was foaming at the mouth and everything! Damn! Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen anyone complete a defense so quickly. And I find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Yeah, nice. With that, this court is adjourned. Ah, kick ass. It turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Jeez. Brutal. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew. I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end in such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you won the case, dude. It's okay. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... You know what? Never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Oh, yeah, that's right. A lot of people get his name wrong. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Phoenix. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Nice. Oh, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Yeah, we've all been there, brother. We've all been there. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? It's the statue. She kept it. Check this out, Larry. Prove positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about the clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed the clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. I feel bad for Larry. I mean, she was a sugar baby, but at the same time, I don't know, it kind of does feel like she cared for Larry. The whole thing is just sad. It's just all sad. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks, man. I hope that made him feel a little better. Right? Hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. I could have read that a little better. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. That makes no sense, but okay. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah. Part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? Oh, nice. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave me up. I didn't know it then. That clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. Sorry. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. That's it. That's the game. That's the whole game. See you later, folks. All right. We're going to end it there. I don't want to make this too long. We're going to try to do at least one per video. Unless they're really short. Then we'll do multiples. But we're going to do at least one per video because these court cases do take a long time. So, I'll be back in a second. See you, folks.
Jeez. The game didn't want to stop. After I saved it, it went right into the next one. It went straight into the second game. And I tried to stop it, but it just kept going. So I had to alt out and close it manually. So anyway, yep, there you go. There's the Ace Attorney series. That's basically the entire game in a nutshell. But the cool thing is, more characters get introduced, more challenging cases get introduced, and the stories are awesome. It's got that cool humor feel to it. A lot of slapsticky stuff. But it's only going to get better from here, folks. So stay tuned, because we got a lot to go through. We got a lot to go through, okay? So, from me to you, see ya.